in this video, I wanted to use a very practical method that I use in pretty large percentage of the applications I build, which is a substitution method. And there's a few different versions, and there's also different ways that you can use it to see if you want it to affect only that specific instance, or if you want it to affect the original string itself. So I started off with the string. It's a little bit different than the normal sentence you hear. Usually it's the quick brown fox jumped over a lazy dog, but in order to test our search functionality out, I did the quick brown fox jumped over the quick dog. So we have the word quick in here twice. Now, if I wanted to substitute this for slow, I can type in the string variable right here, str, and that's where we stored our string in. And I can say sub, and then with sub, I just have to pass it two different values. So I have to pass it two different strings. The first string that I pass it is going to be what to look for. So in this case, it's going to be quick. And in the next one, it's going to be whatever I want to substitute. So in this case, slow. And I'm going to hit print here and then run. And right here, you can see it prints out the slow brown fox jumped over the quick dog. And you may have noticed that because it only swapped out the first one, this may or may not be a problem for what you're doing. If you only care about finding the very first value and swapping that one out, that's fine. But I've found it usually is the case that I want to replace all instances. And the method for that is gsub, and that is short for global substitution. So now if I run this, you can see it prints out and it says a slow brown fox jumped over the slow dog as opposed to the quick dog. So this replaced both instances. So it did what we wanted, which was our global substitution. Now, one thing that you're going to notice, and this goes back to what we talked about in the last video, where some methods in Ruby have a bang version. And so I want to show you, this is a great example of showing how this will actually work in a real life application. So I'm going to say I'm going to print out this version, but then I'm going to print out the variable again. So it's going to print out the substitution version, then it's going to print out the variable. So let's see what happens here. I hit run, I clicked it twice. So right here we have the first printout, which is the slow brown fox jumped over the slow dog. No surprise there because that's what printed out. Now the second one though, it printed out the value again. So it printed out our original string. So gsub by itself doesn't actually change this string value. Now what happens if I do gsub bang? So I put a bang at the very end of it. Now if I hit run, you can see that not only did it change the instance where we called it, but it also went back and it changed the value in string. So this is a way where it can retroactively go back and say, okay, not only are we going to just change it for this one time, we're going to permanently change this value of this string. So that's something that's really important to know. One, it can be handy if you're looking to permanently change the value of a string, but it also can lead to a problem. So say you take on someone else's legacy application, you're not sure why one value keeps on changing and you can't override it. It may have a bang method right here that would be causing that to override the entire value. So definitely look out for that, but that's a great example of showing when the bang can permanently change a variable type. So great job if you've gone through that. Using sub and gsub are some methods that you're probably going to be using on a regular basis in a lot of different Ruby applications, because it makes it really nice and easy to find and swap out values when you're doing string interpolation. So So in the next video, we're going to get into some more ways of working with strings in Ruby.